All right. So before we begin, let's just get a little highlight about why it is important in today's era to actually get through this topic of fighting fake news and misinformation. So earlier it used to happen that we used to struggle to get the news, and now there is so much of the news that now the struggle has started with, like, how do we tackle with this fake news and misinformation? So now this has become the era of internet, and there is so much of the information that has been available to us today. There's a concept that has been introduced recently with the advent of internet, that is information overload. So now basically what is happening is we have got the we have started to receive information from across, from every single platform. You see, there is one single news or one single issue or happening, and it would be covered across the varied platform. So we are not restricted just to the newspapers these days, but we also have the newspaper. We have also got, apart from the traditional media, of course, television is there, radio is there. But apart from that, we also have other medium like social media per se, or websites are there, web portals are there. So all that is being contributing to the information in this era. And that has led to the information overload. The minute we wake up, we start to surf information online. It's there out there on our phones. So we are not talking only about the news for that matter. We are talking about every information that has been available on this internet platform. So we have started to consume the news the minute we get up till the time we go to sleep. And there is so much of information about various topics that I wouldn't be having the mastery over maybe some other topics if it is not related to media, or maybe even if it is related to media, I wouldn't be an expert in some other field. But what happens is I am still receiving the information from that field. There is so much of the information that I do not even get to filter out information is true or not. And the minute I receive it, we have this tendency, if we like this information, we tend to share it. And that is being leading to the, or contributing to the misinformation. So it is not just the news that we are fighting with today, it is also the so much of misinformation that is being available with us today that we have to deal with. And information overload is the thing that has become the basic issue or the major issue for us now. So first let's try to understand, like, when we there are different categories of information also. So fake news is just one of the element present here. Rather, we have the information that we receive can be categorized into various format. So first of it is misinformation. Now it's important for us to understand what exactly is misinformation also. So what is misinformation? Misinformation is any false information that is spread regardless of the intent to mislead somebody or to misguide somebody. So this is just misinformation. You have received a post, and you have just forwarded that post because you liked it, like you liked something about it. And now here my intention was very clear. It was just about, I like this post, I want the same thought to be shared with my friend. So there was no any other we can say intention behind that. There was no intention to harm anybody, there was no intention to harm anybody's reputation. I just share that information. So that is misinformation. But ultimately, that is again that could be the false information, that could be the correct information also. But the time when it is a false information, then it goes as the misinformation. Then we have disinformation. So disinformation is opposite to that of the misinformation. It is only about the intent, like how we are going to share. Disinformation is, of course, the false information, but now it has got a malefied intent. You have a motive behind it, why we are sharing this information. This is a deliberate lie. So we deliberately share this information, maybe to harm somebody's reputation, an individual's reputation, an organization's reputation, a community. You have an intention to attack somebody or someone. So that's the basic difference in misinformation and disinformation, the intent that lies behind. Both are false information, but it is with the intention that is there. Then propaganda, that is also one of the classified form of a misinformation that is being shared. where it is a very systematic and a strategic spread of information, or disinformation, especially. So this is why we call it as a strategic, because there is an agenda that is there behind, where we are trying to attack a community, an individual, and organization. So that's the propaganda that we have. It does not happen. This propaganda does not happen with just one information. It is a series of misinformation or disinformation that is embedded here in propaganda. Now, propaganda also consists of uh, some true information also. It is not just the false information that is there, but propaganda, that is a very strategic plan. So but that also falls under the same category. Then we have satire and entertainment. So what exactly happens in satire and entertainment is that is also the form of a false information, you see. But that is being considered under this category of satire and entertainment. We do not usually consider it to be the misinformation or disinformation. The mere purpose of this is entertainment, as it says. But again, that is also the false information, we can say. But the intention is very different here. The intention is merely entertainment. It is not meant to attack anybody. Then coming to the major one that we are dealing with is the fake news. So, what exactly is the fake news? Fake news is purposefully crafted information just as to make it more sensational. It is embedded, emotionally charged, and it is ultimately the misleading information that has been fabricated. That information is fabricated, or maybe that the data is being fabricated, but it exactly looks like the mainstream news. So, that is the fake news. It is being formulated in the same way that it appears to be the news, or exactly looks like the news, mainstream news, but the intent behind is not to share the information, but the intent behind is there is some propaganda, there is an agenda that lies behind. So that goes with the fake news. Randomly, we do not receive any fake news which would not be having any intent, but there is always an intention behind sharing of this fake news. Sometimes we just think, oh, okay, it is just one news, one fake news, but it is not always one fake news. Especially in this era of social media, that it so happens it would just be one information and it goes viral. So, and we cannot even limit that. So that is why fake news has become a major catastrophe for us today, and that is why we are addressing to this issue of fake news and misinformation today, because we all are the part of social media. So it is not just the people in the media who takes up the responsibility of sharing the news or the misinformation, but it is also an individual. It's also me, it's also you, it's everybody who is sharing this news today, who's receiving this news today, and who is getting affected by it. Many a times we get the understanding of, okay, this is the fake news, but we do get affected by this news, or even if it is the slightest of the information. So that is also extremely dangerous. So that is why we need to tackle this fake news and misinformation. So I believe we got this understanding of the difference between misinformation, disinformation, propaganda, satire, and the fake news. Just remember the intent behind that. Now, coming to, if you want to verify this, or if you want to get away with, or to deal with the fake news and misinformation. So for that, first we need to understand what exactly is news and what exactly is not the news. Once we have the understanding of what is news, then we'll understand that the information that we are receiving, is it worth sharing or not. So before we would share, we must have this knowledge. Now again, it is not just restricted to media persons here. It is for everybody, because we all are equally contributing to it. So what is news? A news is something that needs to have a fact. Now the basic thing comes is, what is fact? So fact is a statement that can be verified. So it cannot be my personal opinion. It has to have an objectivity. A news should always have to have an objectivity. It cannot be my personal opinion. It should have the diverse viewpoints. It should present the news from various background, from various angles. It must have the diverse viewpoint. So if we are talking something like, it just cannot be in favor or completely in against. It has to be backed or supported by the facts. There shouldn't be any personal opinion that has to be involved here. And whatever the information is coming, it has to come from the credible sources. The sources should be authentic, and it should be reliable. Again, fact is the most important element here, and it should come from multiple sources. Because even with our sources, wrong with our sources. That is the reason why we always uh, must rely on the multiple sources. That information that we need to receive should come from multiple sources, and then only it will be possible for us to be objective with it. And it is pretty obvious that once if a reporter is working on any of the news, there would be some bias point, or there would be some subjective terms with it. But that's the reason why a receiver should receive this information from multiple sources. Like if I watch the news from or read a news in particular newspaper, then I should also go to some other newspaper to cross verify this information before I would formulate any viewpoint, any strong viewpoint in favor or against any phenomena. Then let's try to understand what is not news. What is not the news? Something that is going to instigate you, or something that has been written, presented in such a way that it just makes you so impulsive to take the quick decision. So that is not the news. And it is not the news when any information is presented to you from a single viewpoint. So then that is not the news. Then you must understand, okay, you are the part of some of the propaganda that has been shared across. If it is being presented from a single viewpoint over and over again, then also, if at all it has got any bias, or you feel that it has become very subjective. And now, how will you understand if it is subjective or not, of it, or if it is biased or not? Again, you need to rely on multiple sources. You need to get this information from different sources. Read the same news from this newspaper, read the same news from some other newspaper, or go to the television, or go or verify through your own information. If it is coming from many unreliable sources, so many a times the source is not properly mentioned or clearly mentioned, so then that is a sign for you. So consider that to be a red flag, as they say today. Just go and cross verify the information by yourself. Also, something that is going to set the agenda. uh, these days it is happening. Maybe a particular newspaper you are reading it, that is attacking an individual over and over again, or a party over and over again. So then you need to understand, you have to cross verify the information from some other channels also, from some other resources also, before you form an opinion. And that is what we are tackling with this today, that with just a little of information we have started to formulate so much of the opinion that it gets easier for those who are setting up the propaganda, that they can easily satisfy your bias, and later on you start to fight on the basis of the little information that you have. So that is again extremely dangerous. um, yeah. Knowing the background of any of the information is very much important. Get it from multiple sources. Even if you do not agree with every side of that issue, it is fine. Just get the information from different sources, from different background. That is important and that is necessary. Because today, as we are tackling with the information overload, we do understand that we have started to receive, the minute you install an app or just open an app, you're going to receive hundreds of news of different fields. But then again, am I going to sit and uh, cross verify the information of all those 100 news? That is again seem to be very impossible for us. We have to do some other jobs and other works also. That is why go for the authentic sources. Yeah, the ones who would have done this job for you, the media organization which would be a little responsible, who would have done this job of verifying the information for you. Then only we'll be able to tackle through this, in this era of information overload, we'll be able to tackle the misinformation or disinformation. Now, as I've talked about information overload, it is also infodemic. That is another term that has been introduced. So it is an epidemic of information that we are dealing with. So it's not about who knows how much. It is about what wrong do we know. So we need to stop ourselves from getting into that information pollution that has been going on across everywhere. So that has become very dangerous in this era. So information is has become a weapon. That there is a weaponization of information that is going on across, and we need to deal and tackle with that. So we can just take few examples over here that what we have been dealing with. Now, this is the new era. We are getting introduced to new technology every single day, but at the same time, we are also have started. It has become more and more difficult for us to tackle with this fake news and misinformation. Every day you are coming across new tools. So earlier it used to just be Photoshop that we were dealing with. Then we have um, got the tools through which we can actually identify the maybe the photoshopped images or locate the original source or original image. But then again, there was, before we could actually tackle with the photoshopped images, there was introduction of something else. There was introduction of deepfakes. We'll try to understand what exactly is deepfake. Then later on, the minute we were trying to get certain tools to actually tackle with deepfake, there was suddenly AI that has been introduced to us. So the tools of dealing with the fake news and misinformation is lagging way behind than the tools that has been developed for generating this kind of information, the misinformation or misleading information. So we can just take a few examples. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
So we have recently gone through the elections, and you would see that was a perfect time and the perfect for sharing such kind of news and such kind of pictures that went viral. So I'm sure you must be aware about these personalities over here. So this was the time of the election. Now again, we are not here to talk about which party has favored this or not, but it has come from across. So there's a fight about like who gets the best Photoshop images. So these are the two images. Like apart from these, there were several images that went viral. But these are the two that I'm just showing. So there was a photoshopped image. Now what happened, since that was the time of the election, people did not even give it a thought to actually cross check or cross verify this, and they have started to share this because it went viral across social media. Now later on it was being found out that this both of these images are photoshopped images, but till that time it was very late. It was just one person who has uploaded this information, and overnight it was being received by the whole country. So it would just be that one account. Later on, he deleted that post from his account, but till that time, the whole country has received that. Now, maybe because those it's not necessary the one who received this photoshopped image would have also received the correct image. That's really very rare to happen. But then till the time the destruction was already done. So this is the original image, and that's a photoshopped image that you could see. It is that easy, and especially like when it comes to the media literacy in our country, it becomes equally difficult for us to actually tackle with those to fight with this fake news and information misinformation. So this was the first image. That is, you can just see the original image and the photoshopped images that is there, and the another one is, this is again the original image and the photoshopped image. Now it is just so close that it becomes difficult, like even the ones who are into the media or the ones who are aware about this kind of thing might also fall prey to this kind of information. So that is exactly that uh, we are talking about, is that it gets difficult even for a learned person to understand at times because there is so much of the information that we are receiving. But then there are many tools that we have just as to tackle with it. Now, I'll not go too much into detail about showing those tools over here today, but I can just give you the name of few tools that has just been very handy that you can use. the minute you receive such kind of information, or any of the photo that you might just find that, or even if there is a slightest doubt, so then just go to your Google Lens. That is one app that has been available to everybody, even the Android users, or even if you are the iPhone user, there also you can use. You just need to open your camera and do the reverse image search. It will take you to the source of the original image. So it is as easy as that. Google reverse image. That's the only thing that we need to do. It is available with iOS. It is also available with the Android phones as well. So it's just one step that is going to save you from actually contributing to the fake news and misinformation. So it is very simple. I'm sure you all must be having Google Lens with you. So you just need to reverse search it. It's not even a very big task or very big deal that we need to do. And these days they have also embedded Google Lens is already available in your cameras itself. So just need to turn on the cameras and scan this image, and it will take reverse search it for you. So that is one way how you can save yourself. So Google Lens or Google reverse image search. Then there is also photo forensics if you want to go too much into detail about it. So trying to understand how it was being photoshopped, where it was being photoshopped. Even you can get the smallest detail about every single pixel as well. So photo forensics is one more tool that is going to help you, but that is a little advanced tool. To start with, the basic one is just begin with Google reverse image search. It's going to help you. Now, you also must understand the places where we receive this kind of information. Usually, these kind of information is being shared across on WhatsApp. WhatsApp forward is something that we have tackled during the time of pandemic also. Every day we used to receive this one message that used to tell us to maybe start drinking this thing, or start consuming turmeric, or start consuming something else that is going to save you from uh, COVID. Now, what exactly happened here is we were already going through so much of the panic, and in such kind of panic situation of when there is a pandemic going on, in such type of panic situation, the minute you receive even a little hopeful message also, you start to accept that. So even those images that I have shared with you recently, because that was a time about the election was being going on, you were being targeted with so much of the information about the elections. uh, so that is why during that time it becomes very easier for us to accept that information also. And usually you would have seen that WhatsApp forwards that we receive does not give us the exact details about who has written this message, or it is very difficult for us to locate the source also. That is why such kind of fake information has been shared on the WhatsApp. And usually on WhatsApp we are connected with the people who are closely associated with us. Now, when I would receive any fake information, especially that has happened with me, I'm sure that must have happened with many of you as well. We used to receive this kind of information about the COVID remedies, the home remedy for COVID, that used to come on WhatsApp, and we used to receive it. Maybe our uncle used to share it, or usually on the family group. And that is one place where you cannot actually take any actions against them, because they are in your personal contact. So maybe if I receive some information, fake information on Facebook, it is possible for me that I go and stop that person. But when I'm receiving it on WhatsApp, this is a person I'm closely associated with. I'm not going to go and charge him for, like, how did you share this false information? That's the reason why it goes on WhatsApp. Also, it's very difficult for us to locate the sources also. That is the reason why it so happened that like when certain tasks were given to us by the prime minister, and the whole country has started to celebrate it otherwise. So giving us a scientific reason of why it has been, why it was been happening. And I'm sure in every family there would be a member who would be like strongly supporting it, and telling that we have to with such determination we took those tasks. Again, for me also it was very difficult. I tried to tell in my family. So it was usually the uncle who, or maybe an auntie who would be sharing those good morning messages along with the quote of Mahatma Gandhi, or somebody else has said that, even though it has not been said by them. Once or twice we tried to explain them, like, this is, it is not being said by them, and this is actually not the home remedy. But then over the time, we have we just give up on them. it's okay. Like, they are recently being introduced to how do we actually share the post on Facebook, and they just start to share every single thing. Also, since Independence Day is coming ahead, you would start to receive this information that UNICEF or UNESCO has declared India's national anthem to be the best national anthem and all of that. Along with that, they will also give you the meaning of the whole national anthem. Now, in this scenario, you cannot actually stand and say that this is a fake news, because they'll declare you anti-national. They'll ask you to go to Pakistan, and you will not have any other option to do otherwise. What exactly are you going to do is, maybe you stop forwarding it. Maybe you stop fighting with them, or stop telling your family that this is a fake information. But then this is where exactly you start to receive this news, because that is where the whole patriotism is at its peak. At that time, you cannot say that, UNESCO does not say that this is the best national anthem. So these are the time is fixed. When are you going to receive this information is already being fixed. Where or which source, through which source you are going to receive this information is also fixed. So that is all the strategy, and we are just just medium over there who is just sharing this information or contributing towards their propaganda, and we are not aware about it. And also the way the information is being formed, all they are going to add all the elements, especially the emotional element that plays a vital role here, especially for the Indian audience. The minute you put something emotional over there, they are ready to do it. So also this, share this with 10 people and your phone's battery is going to, or share this with 10 people and you're going to receive a good news across. So again, what's the point of it? We never try to question, but rather we get, what if we become the unlucky one? If it is just about sharing it to the 5 people, why don't we do it? It's free also. So the channel is already decided. So the channel is decided, the information is decided for you, and you are just becoming a mediator to promote it. Yeah, so coming back to the basic tool that you can use is Google reverse image search. That's a basic tool that we are going to do. Taking one more example that we have recently dealt with, I'm sure many of us would have received this. Can you see the image?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So you guys remember that issue of Kangna Ranaut? Yeah. So where she was being slapped. I'm sure you must be aware about this issue. So during that time only, when this issue was at its peak, so suddenly this information has this image particularly has started to go viral, and you can also read what is being written there. Haath badlega halat. So apparently, as the information was being, as the image was being shared, so this was the cheek of Kangna Ranaut, where you can see the impression of the hand where she was being slapped. Now, this image went viral. People have started to also favor, the ones who were in favor and the ones who were against this issue have started to circulate this image. You can see the message that was being written. By the way, Kangna Ranaut is the first person to contest an election on a BJP symbol and get a Congress symbol after winning. There were also the people who were supporting the issue, and there were also the people who were against the issue have started to circulate this image. You can also go through the comment. Now, this was just one post being shared by one person, and that went viral across the country. There was no claim of this, exactly where this image has come from. It was not being shared by her spokesperson or by her official handle, by her PR. Nobody has shared that. Just one day we woke up and we received this image, and we have started to share this image also. But later on, it was being found out, no, it was not actually her face. It is not Kangna's face, but rather it was an ad, which is a very old ad, and they had a campaign running there. So it was from that. It is somebody else's face, that has got nothing to do with Kanda, that has got nothing to do with this lab. That has no connection with anything related to the issue whatsoever. But still, this image just suddenly went viral. So again, with just a little of the message, or maybe just little of the search, we could have saved ourselves from receiving such type of information. Even the ones like, or from for us to formulate any kind of opinion. So that is again what we deal with. Now coming to another issue that I have um, talked about, that we are dealing with AI now. So this is the era of AI. Gone, like we used to call it as the era of internet. Now this is the era of AI. These are the images of a former prime minister. Sorry. Yeah, this is the image of Donald Trump. And now what was the issue that was being going on? So there was a certain speculation that he would be arrested. Now, before this news could actually, this was just in the news that there were just speculations and there were certain charges, some case that was being going on. But suddenly, this issue has started to surface. And you could see that there was many such type of images that were being formed, generated through AI, and they have started, it was being circulated across. Later on, it was also the authentic news organizations. It's also who has actually fallen for this kind of information as well. And you can see that how real it looks. That and you know, it will actually be very difficult for us to, if you actually go through the original images of those. Um, it actually gets very difficult for us to know if it has been AI generated image or not. It's that real. So there are series of some many such images that goes across that goes virus across the internet platform every single day. And so this is one more image that is that also recently went viral. So again, whenever the issue is going on, there would be some or the other image or some or the other misinformation that we'll be receiving. Now there would be many such images of their wedding that you would have received, and in between those images, there would be just one image that was being shared. So now here, what exactly is happening? That maybe you try to go through one or two images, you did the reverse search and everything, and it turned out to be the factually correct information. So then you do not take this efforts to cross check and cross verify every single image. And that is why this one image went viral across. Again, an AI generated image. So we are tackling with another issue here, that is AI generated images. So Photoshop was enough for us. Maybe the falsely used or misleading photo was also one that we were already dealing with. And now suddenly we are being bombarded with the information that is being generated using AI. Now again, the infodemic is just being going on. So again, for this one, there are different tools that maybe that you can use. The first one is Hive moderation. So this is one extension that you can get that is going to help you. Now, again, as I've said, the technology is getting more and more advanced. There are the more advanced tools that is coming to tackle with the fake information, and there are even more advanced tools that is coming ahead, which is going to make it even more difficult for you to even identify or make the difference between the AI generated images and all. So one Hive moderation is one more tool. You can just get it as a Chrome extension, and you can just add it as a Chrome extension, and it will give you the details about the percentage of how much of the information could be fabricated and how much is the original one, how much is the AI generated. So it gives you the percentage, and through that, maybe if it's about 50% or then you can determine it across. So Hive moderation is one tool that you can actually use. Then we also have Fabula AI. That is another tool that maybe you can check the information with. Also, Google has what is Google Fact Check Explorer. So if you come across any of such news, go to the Google Fact Check Explorer. You have the search engine, it is used as a search engine, and you can search for that news there. If at all there would be any fake news or any verified information related to that issue, it will give you the sources and it will also give you the issue. And along with the correct information. So maybe you can go through that. One is Google Fact Check Explorer. So that is one thing that you can go through across every day. Another one is Hive moderation. If that is one extension that you can get, just as to deal with this AI generated images, it will easily give you the information. Now coming to another type of information that we have, one is AI generated images. Then another type of information that we have recently, maybe the whole country got aware about it, that is deepfake. So there was one, maybe there was Bollywood celebrities who have started, whose deepfake videos have started to go viral. And through that, we got this awareness. Now, deepfake is, again, a little old phenomena, but recently it has started to go, it has become a issue and people have started to address it after certain Bollywood celebrities have started to face this issue that their deepfake images were being circulated across the platform. So deepfake, what exactly happens is deepfake is that these videos are being edited using certain algorithms where the original person is being replaced with any of the person or any other person's face or any other public figure. And it is being created in a way that the video looks very authentic. It can also be an original image, but the words would be different. The audio will be completely different. So um, that is one thing that we have started to tackle with. There are many such public figures and personalities who have been dealing with it uh, across for many years. And it's a good thing, like in our country now, where we have started to address this issue. But as I've said, now these tools have also become very advanced. So for dealing with such type of deepfake, also we have got certain tools. But as I've said, for generating such deepfake videos, the tools are even more advanced. There is a, I'll just give you one instance. There is one TikTok account of Tom Cruise that is completely sharing. It completely relies on the whole content is on the deepfake videos of Tom Cruise, where you could see Tom Cruise shopping in the malls or Tom Cruise going across on the streets of New York or anywhere else. He's just doing the things which a random a layman would do. And what is happening? That has become uh, like that TikTok account has gone very so much viral. It has got so many subscribers and millions, and the person is earning a lot. So through this, by just generating these deepfake videos, he is getting so much. He's earning so much from it, and there are the people who are actually receiving this kind of information, and they have also started to build an image about Tom Cruise that he's such a personality, or maybe there were certain spots that where this video was being shared, like this is the street where Tom Cruise was crossing, and the next day there were like people who were going across the street and waiting for him. So that is again the deep fake video. Later on it was being found out, and like it went across everywhere, and it was again not restricted just to that one place itself. It has become a global thing. That video has become global. People have started to have this image about Tom Cruise. So he's so much maybe just like us, or how being an international figure, also the way he treats himself and the way he treats others, and everything was there. So, but the only thing is that it does contribute to some fake information. So you can just see this is the original, and you can just check the deepfake of it. So this is just Tom Cruise on the golf course. Um, yeah. Now, it was being made for the purpose of entertainment, but not every time when you are sharing or resharing this information, it is going with a disclaimer that it is made for the meant for the entertainment. And eventually, what has happened is people have started to believe in this kind of videos, and people have started to believe that he has this kind of personality. So you can just see how original or how real it looks. So this is one more thing that we have been tackling with recently. Like after the photos, it's the videos that we have come across, and videos are even more like, we consider video to be more reliable than that of the photo. Photo could be photoshopped, but now we used to consider, okay, video would be more reliable, but now videos are also going through the same thing. Many a times it would be an old video being circulated as a new one. We come across that also. So that is again a one thing that we are facing with. For this also, we have got one tool that can be used as an extension also. I'll just be telling one simple tool for everything. There are advanced tools also, but let's not get confused with it. There's a tool called as Invid that can also be added as a Google extension. So Invid gives you the details frame by frame. It gives you the details of that particular video, and you can reverse search that also. So it gives you the detail of when it was being uploaded by from which account, what was the source, and frame by frame it reverse searches things for you. If at all there would be any, not every time you would be receiving the whole of the video that would be false. It could just be that one frame that is being inserted in between, just as to create some misinformation. So then what happens? That's the reason why Invid is a little helpful too, because frame by frame, it is going to help you reverse search. And not every time you'll be able to detect the whole of the video. If there is any frame that you feel that, this does not belong to this video, or you would be having a little doubt about, so you can reverse search that and you can get the details about that also. Okay. Now, before you share any information, just know that there's nobody who's going to take the responsibility of when you are sharing this misinformation. They are not going to go to Facebook and say that you are responsible for sharing this fake news. They are not going to go and charge it to WhatsApp. The minute you share the information, you take the responsibility, you own that information. So that is why you will be the first person. If you are sharing the information and if it is being tackled, you are responsible for it. So that's why we need to be a little more careful before sharing any information. And even while you receive the information, just ensure that you have got it from the authentic source before you formulate any opinion about it. So just there's just one saying which says that whenever in doubt, keep it out. If there's the slightest doubt, it's better not to share any information. Nothing is going to happen. There is already so much of information that is across everywhere. The world is not going to stop if you do not share that one post with your friend. It's all fine. It's all good. Rather, if you just want to have to share something, go for something authentic. You can share a meme or something, but just don't share any misinformation or any news till the time you are not aware about it. I'm again not saying that it is the not every time, even the authentic news organizations are also, they are also falling for this kind of information. There are many such examples, and recently also it has happened that there are certain big organizations who have started to share this kind of who fell prey to this kind of information, because they are also going through um, that fight of immediately sharing the information, and it's not possible for them also. They are like an online journalist would be dealing with 10 different news at the same time, and the minute they receive any information, they start to they have to be they want to be the first one to share that information, and in between they would be missing out, even though that should not happen. Fact check is must, but maybe they would also be missing out. So rely on different sources also. Keep your sources open, and be open to receive the news or get the news or the information from the different side as well. Try to read it from different side or different views or different angles before you formulate any of the opinion. Yeah. So for that, we have this one formula that is SIFT. So SIFT, it says stop. If the minute you receive any information, don't get impulsive to share that information. Just control yourself. Stop. I is for investigate the source. Where exactly am I receiving it from? Will I be able to charge this person? Will I be able to hold this person responsible for sharing this news or information? Or is it just merely a WhatsApp share? So just be careful about it. Investigate the source. Where exactly is it coming from? In the under the name of WHO, we are receiving so much of the information. WHO wouldn't even be saying that, or even the quotes of many of the people. So just investigate the source once. Then F is for find the better coverage. Just it has become very easy. You need not have to go to the library and look up for the information. It is just out there, just a click away. You just need to type about that issue and you can get it from varied sources also. So find a better coverage. Then T is for trace the claims, whatever the claim has been made. So there would be like 10 points that they have given. Out of that, maybe 9 would be factually correct. One would be misplaced point or misinformation. So you have to go and identify that point. So trace the claims or any of the codes that has been given. Go to the original context of where exactly it was. So, and that is just a click away. You can just do it through Google search. We have got so much of the information across. There are like news apps that has been available to you. Multiple sources have been open, but again, you must remember online also you might come across many of the misleading sources also. You must be careful about what exact or where exactly you are going to cross verify this information from. Okay, so you take the responsibility of all the information that is being shared across, and there are certain tools. Again, I'll just repeat it once. Google reverse image search, Google Lens that you can use. Inwit is there, that is one extension that you can use. Then Hive is there, that is again the Google extension that we can that can be used to trace this information. So it will help you. These are just small steps. Again, we are not going too much into detail of this. These are small and easy steps and very simple tools that will save you from contributing to fake news and misinformation. Okay. So this was about certain tools and the reason why we should that why we should understand the fake news and misinformation and the gravity of the situation and how we are going to deal with this infodemic. If there are any questions, then surely you can ask, or and if there is a requirement of some, if you need to get some advanced tools and all, then also you can drop the message and we can share that with you.
Maybe we can have a detailed one later on, with, showing a demonstration of these tools and how to use these tools. No?
Actually, it is because of the time. Otherwise, I would have surely gone through, and even the videos that we could have got step by step of how exactly we.
Examples. I remember that during every Diwali there comes a photo of NASA.
Ah, yes, of course.
Shared by everyone.
And there is one time that they actually you cannot go and fight also that this is not India.
No, and also the jokes apart, but there were many serious issues which were related to this fake news and how big, like you very rightly said, even news channels fell prey. Even they fell victim to many such. I think one of it was related to one of our channel only, where one of the principal was people
Ah,
were mob lynching her because of a fake news that was run by the news channel.
yes,
So it's how dangerous is it, and how also it is difficult to segregate, like the Tom Cruise example that you were presenting, the lighting, the reflection, the shadow,
yeah,
that Tom Cruise image, everything was so realistically created by the deepfake. It's very difficult. We can have a good session on the demonstration part.
yeah. There are actually many tools that actually can help us with that. But then again, to go step by step, that would be a little difficult. You can also know about this Rana Ayub. She was the first one to have dealt with this
Mm.
deep fake. Um,
Our very own Big B fell prey to it. Amitabh Bachchan,
yes,
the video of Rashmika, and I think
yeah, yeah.
Rashmika video of
Rasmuka was there, and then yeah, it so happened. But then again, when it happened with a journalist, it was not like you
Rashmika.
know, people were not that much aware about it. But the minute it happened with a celebrity, then suddenly it is being talked about. Now at least people are aware about what is deepfake.
Yeah. And also, we'll incorporate how WhatsApp, Facebook, Google are taking initiatives, certain initiatives
Yeah.
to bring that awareness. Because of the time constraint, but it was a good. Said certain very brilliant things, humorously, uh, and I hope it's taken humorously. But yeah, it was very good. We can have a longer session.
Yes, yes, sure. Thank you so much.
So I think we should wind it up then.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Uh, so if anybody has got any question, then they can connect with me surely. And yeah, just be aware about the information that you share. Be responsible. Thank you so much.
Thank you.